Hi, I'm Hilary and welcome to Rule 2, Day 2 of our 7-day course, The 7 Rules of Learning Authentic English. I'm really pleased that you're able to join me for this second day. Now, every day for 7 days you'll receive an email with a video link attached, an MP3 file so that you can download the audio version to your mobile device and listen again, and also a PDF so that you can look at the transcript to help with any words that you didn't understand straight away. Now, do you remember Rule 1 from yesterday? Rule 1 says lots and lots and lots of listening to authentic English. Well, Rule 2 is also pretty simple, and Rule 2 is that you must repeat. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Repeat your listening to the same piece a number of times. We call it practicing, perhaps. There are lots and lots of skills that can be acquired through practicing. So, for example, if you want to get good at sports, say tennis or football, skiing, doesn't really matter which one, then a lot of it will involve practice, doing the same thing over and over again. Now, when you practice, it means that the knowledge, the skill, passes from your conscious memory, so the memory that in your awareness, the bit in your head that you consciously think about, to unconscious. It becomes automatic. So it's there ready for you whenever you need it. Conscious means that you're aware, that you know it's happening. You're doing it on purpose. Unconscious is where the skill's still in there, but it's not happening with your consciously thinking about it. It's happening much more automatic. Another example of this, my son goes to karate lessons. Now, the children in his class, they learn sequences of kicks and steps and punches, and they do them over and over again. Now, I've watched it many times, but could I do it? No, absolutely not. They learn by doing it. They learn by doing and repeating these sequences over and over again. And these are really quite small children and long sequences, but they learn it automatically. And in the end it becomes effortless. Wouldn't it be nice if language learning could be the same? Another example of this is learning to drive. I'm sure, like me, you probably remember your first driving lesson, and you may remember thinking, how on earth can someone concentrate on all these different things at the same time? There's the steering wheel to think about, all the pedals, the brake, watching the rules of the road, making sure you don't go too fast. But little by little, with lots of practice, driving becomes easier. I'm sure you're the same, but for me now, it's absolutely automatic. I just drive, it just happens, I don't think about it. I can hold a conversation, I can listen to the radio, no problem. On a long journey, I might not even remember parts of the journey because I'm thinking about something else. So it becomes automatic and effortless. It would be lovely to be able to describe your language learning like this, to be able to speak English automatically and without any effort. Now, if you think about your own language, you probably feel absolutely competent and confident, and you're fluent in your own language. In fact, it's so automatic, you perhaps can talk in your sleep. You talk in your sleep, but you don't make grammatical errors. So it's got committed to your unconscious memory because you've practiced it a lot. So Rule 2 says, repeat the listening. Listen to the same piece, the same article a number of times. Repeat at least 5 times, even if you understand almost every word. and up to 20 times if you find it difficult and you've had to perhaps look up words or at least look at the transcript. It's always important when you've done this, when there's a word you didn't understand, to listen again, because it's repeating that listening that anchors the word into your brain properly. You'll also find that by listening lots, by practicing, your mouth wants to start to say the words. So I'm recommending you just listen, but you'll find sooner or later you want to actually practice them. You want to make them roll off your tongue, as we might say in English. What kind of listening do you need to do? Well, first and foremost, it needs to be attentive listening. So if you're distracted, if your mind's on other things, that's not the time to listen. It's not going to work if your mind is wandering. It's also not going to work if you're falling asleep, if you're too tired. So I'm saying sort of listen between 5 and 20 times. You might say, listen to something 10 times. Ugh, how on earth do I do that? It would be boring. Well, one of the things we do to help that is aim to make it natural. So we make it so it's not like the standard conversation on a language course where the people might say, hello, how are you? Good morning. Oh, good morning. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? I would like to buy some cheese. It's not like that. It's much more natural, therefore easier to listen to. And we aim to make it interesting. We aim to cover lots of different topics to help you bear with it. Learn to listen many times to the same piece. Now, doing lots of listening and not particularly concentrating on your speaking, it builds your confidence. If you can learn to listen to 30 minutes of English every day, then it makes it more automatic. It means that you become more comfortable with the language, builds your confidence, and it also makes sure that you're not translating. So you're not consciously translating from English into your language and then thinking, okay, what would I say back to that? Oh right, well that's it in my language, now I'm going to translate that to English. That's not what we want. We want you to be able to listen like it's your own language, your own way of thinking. How long does it take? Well, it depends on a number of things. It depends on the level of English you've got to begin with and on how much listening you do. But 3 months, 6 months, possibly a year. But you'll be improving all along the way. Stick with it. The best thing to do is to find a schedule. Now, this is what I'll cover in Rule 3, how to do that. I'd like to set you a piece of homework though, just before we finish today. Please will you listen to this piece 5 times. 5 times over. Please listen to the same thing 5 times, this article. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.